There's a glimmer of hope for Jamaicans trapped on cruise ship overseas to return to the island. Opposition MP Julian Robinson said he received information that a cruise line from Royal Caribbean should be coming to the Caribbean between May 9 and May 31.
In a case where the ship is taking the responsibility of bringing the persons back, what would be the protocols for those Jamaicans whenever the ship arrives here, in terms of being accepted, quarantined, etc.?
There are several cruise ship companies that have reached out to us who have our nationals as employees on board. And I know that there are arrangements being made. They are not at the point of perfection where we can announce them. And I am very careful not to announce what we have not yet approved. So we are aware that the ship route is coming in, the time and the schedule, and very shortly we'll be saying something on that.
A tourist seeking to return home later this week says uncertainty lingers over whether he'll be able to do so. The man, who visits Negril regularly, described what he has seen over the last few months as frightening. Anthony Lugg has a story.
When these ex-Marines from the United States made their annual preparations to visit Jamaica, they had beaches, bars, and fun on their minds. But those three things quickly turned to restrictions, curfew, and fear for William McFarlane and Mike Stumpf.
The coronavirus killed more this year than it did in the whole Vietnam War that lasted about 10 years.
Before Jamaica's borders were closed, the U.S. State Department urged its citizens to make plans to return home, or they could be stuck for an indefinite period. Last week, news came from the U.S. Embassy in Jamaica that a JetBlue flight is set to depart Montego Bay to Fort Lauderdale on April 25. William McFarlane took that flight, but Mike Stumpf didn't.
My date to leave is May 2nd. They keep telling me Delta Airlines is coming to get me May 2nd, which is next Saturday, and I'm hoping that comes through without a cancellation.
The tourism sector has been one of the hardest hit in this COVID-19 crisis. Hotels have been shut, staff sent home, and the usually busy towns have become figurative ghost towns.
I'm not a religious person, but I hope to God that this thing, changes and it doesn't create more havoc down here, because the people down here, they're suffering.
He's set to return home on Saturday. However, he remains hesitant.
I'd rather be here than at home right now. Detroit, my town, Wayne County, Michigan. Detroit, New York's the worst. Washington and California's been bad, but Detroit right now is like an epicenter. Wayne County, it's one little county, around Detroit. It's a big hot spot for coronavirus. And now they want me to fly from here to Atlanta and then to Detroit. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. Yeah, I'm 71 years old. Do you think I want to go back to a place that's killing people at 65?
Meanwhile, with Jamaica's COVID-19 cases growing, there's still no timeline on when the tourism sector will be booming again.
I hope next year we can come back and we can have some kind of, not so much social distancing, but things will be open. Shops and bars and restaurants will be open, and the people will come back. Because I'm worried about what's going to happen here.
Anthony Lugg,